Good morning, City Kids. Today's story is about David and Goliath. Goliath the Philistine was 9 feet tall. Every day for 40 days, Goliath waved his spear and shouted, "Which of you will fight me?" The Israelites were afraid. No one would fight Goliath. David's brothers were soldiers in Israel's army. When David came to visit them, he saw Goliath and heard his shouts. "I am not afraid of Goliath," said David. "I will go and fight him." "But you are just a boy," said King Saul. "God help me protect my sheep from a lion and a bear," said David. "God will save me from Goliath." King Saul gave David his own armor. "At least wear this," said Saul. David took the armor off. "I am not used to it," he said. "It's too heavy." David put 5 smooth stones in his shepherd's bag. He carried his staff and his sling. "God will give you over to me today," he shouted at Goliath. David aimed his sling carefully, and with one stone, he struck Goliath in the forehead, and Goliath fell to the ground with a crash. The Philistines ran the other way, and King Saul's army cheered. Hooray! Our memory verse today comes from 1 Samuel 17:47. "The Lord always wins his battles, and he will help us."
Student King, can we get mine?
Student Mama. And Smart King.
Yes.
And Good Person. Happy Sabbath.
David and Goliath craft.
With Teacher Gilly.
And King. Today we're going to make a slingshot like
David used in the Bible.
you're going to need some paper and some pencils and some rubber band and string. First, put the 2 pencils in an X. Tie the string to one of the pencils. Then you wrap them together like this. My mom helped me to wrap the pencils. Put the rubber band on the top of the pencils. Now get your piece of paper. Put it behind the middle of the rubber band. Then fold it in half. And then your slingshot is ready. Now time to go play with it for your activity.
Thank you guys. See you next week.
Hey City Kids, Teacher Allison here. Today we will be playing a game where we try to defeat Goliath. So David threw stones, but since we don't want to throw stones across our house, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to make a paper football. Alright, so get a blank sheet of paper and we are going to be folding it in thirds long ways. So just watch carefully. So you see how I folded it and it's not exactly in half? That way I can fold it over again this way and it's in like 3 parts like that. That's what we're doing. All right, so you're gonna end up with like a really long, skinny fold of paper, and then we're going to fold it into triangles. All right, so you see how I had my long, skinny paper and then I fold it over the corner to make this into like a little triangle. That's what you're gonna do. And then we're gonna flop it over like this. All right, so you see you had your triangle, and we flop it down like this. Now, we're kind of back to where we began. So remember, when we folded the top corner over, now we flopped it down, now we're gonna fold the top corner over again. Just like that. So you see, it's kind of getting like rolled down. So we start here, fold down, flop down, fold down. Guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna flop down again, just like that. And then we can fold down the corner again. So now we're getting to the very bottom. There's not enough to make a full triangle here. So we're gonna fold it in like that. And we're gonna be tucking this inside. So we're gonna be kind of tucking it in like it's going to bed, getting inside his sleeping bag. You see there's like an opening right there. We're gonna just tuck that piece in. All right, you can ask a parent for help if this is confusing. But basically we're just trying to end up with a little paper triangle. Okay, so I drew Goliath and then I drew teeny tiny David over here. So you can put them at opposite ends of the table and then we're gonna try to shoot our paper football across to Goliath. All right, so rest one of the bottom corners like that. Place your top finger right there and you're gonna flick it from behind. Boom! Ooh, take that! You can keep score or you can even invite a member of your household to play along with you. You can also make it more challenging for yourself. Thanks so much for playing with me, guys. Happy Sabbath!
City kids, I hope you are doing well. Well, we're talking about David this week, so I thought we would sing I'm in the Lord's army. I may never march in the infantry, ride in the cavalry, shoot the artillery. I may never zoom over enemy, but I'm in the Lord's army. I'm in the Lord's army, yes sir, I'm in the Lord's army. I may never march in the infantry, ride in the cavalry, shoot the artillery. I may never zoom over enemy, but I'm in the Lord's army. One more time. I may never march in the infantry, ride in the cavalry, shoot the artillery. I may never zoom over enemy, but I'm in the Lord's army. I'm in the Lord's army, yes sir, I'm in the Lord's army. I may never march in the infantry, ride in the cavalry, shoot the artillery. I may never zoom over enemy, but I'm in the Lord's army. I'm in the Lord's army, yes sir. My God is so great, so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. My God is so great, strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. The mountains are His, the rivers are His, the stars are His handiwork too. My God is so great, strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. My God is so great, so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. My God is so great, strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. The rivers are His, the mountains are His, the stars are His handiwork too. My God is so great, strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. Alright, see you next week.
Thank you for joining us. You can support children's ministry by giving online at adventistgiving.org or by mailing a donation to Glendale City Church, 610 East California Avenue, Glendale, California, 91206. Thanks! The Lord always wins His battles, and He will help us. 1 Samuel 17:47.